Hello and welcome to Prudent News. Now a look at the headlines. Prudent brings to you first eyewitness accounts of Yasin Bhatkal's stay in Goa. Residents of Anjuna remember him but never knew that he was a terrorist. On day one of mining hearing in Goa, petitioner calls for cap on exports. Court seeks clarification from MOEF on rampant ECs. High Court slams Goa government for not implementing high security registration plate in the state. Court gives 2 weeks time to file reply. Talsanzor residents demand extension of another 4 weeks. Comunidad administrator rejects the appeal. Residents of Talsanzor ask CM to intervene in the matter once again. And Fisheries Minister Avartan Furtad refuses shielding his PSO Ajay Anancha in assault case, says guilty should be punished. Now the news in detail. NIA established Yasin Bhatkal's Goa connection. Prudent tried to trace the eyewitnesses who had seen Yasin's activities in Goa. Anjuna spoke exclusively to Prudent about his stay in Goa. Bhatkal was brought to Goa on Sunday amidst stiff security. Residents of Anjuna had seen him but did not know that he was a terrorist.
The mastermind behind various blasts in India, co-founder of Indian Mujahideen Yasin Bhatkal, was brought to Goa on Sunday amid stiff security. He had earlier stayed in Goa. Bhatkal was residing in a rented house at Anjuna. He stayed in this house for almost a year. NIA team visited the house on Sunday along with Bhatkal. Prudent's team visited the locality where Bhatkal spent almost a year. This is the house where he was staying. We inquired with the people staying in the vicinity. This is how the first eyewitness reacted. I have seen Bhatkal many a times. Bhatkal used to move in Anjuna freely. He visited many restaurants. But we didn't know that he was a terrorist. Our reporter met yet another person. They were immediate neighbors of Bhatkal's rented house. We were shocked to see him along with NIA team on Sunday. We never knew that he was a terrorist. We visited some of the restaurants visited by Bhatkal. The information received from there was more shocking. Bhatkal was observing everything minutely. He was pretending as if he is a tourist. He used to enjoy his meals in restaurants. NIA investigation reveals that Yasin Bhatkal was in Goa with an aim to recce. Anjuna police station is situated just 1 kilometer away from Bhatkal's rented house. We tried to seek clarification from the police. Police reacted, "We do not know anything. NIA is handling the case. We cannot speak anything right now." The house where he stayed for over a year is closed. But these details have seriously raised doubts on Goa police alertness. Video journalist Omkar Farari for Prudent.
On day one of the hearing in the Supreme Court of Goa mining case, petitioner tried to slam government agencies for allowing illegalities in mining sector. Court asked CEC about time required for reclamation and restoration of mines. The Apex Court also asked for clarification from MOEF on rampant ECs given to mines in Goa.
On the first day of Goa mining matter, Goa Foundation's counsel advocate Prashant Bhushan argued before the Supreme Court. He mentioned that there is need for capping on iron ore extraction. If the mining continues like earlier, then Goa's future generation will be left without natural resources. He called this case is fit for intergeneration equity. According to Bhushan's report, out of 927.172 million tons of ore, 350 million ton is extracted and only 577.172 million tons is left. If rampant mining continues, reserves of ore will be over within 9 years. Prashant Bhushan has produced 50 pages document before the court. According to Bhushan, order of Supreme Court, environment laws and mining laws are violated in state. He prayed before the court that all leases operating within wildlife sanctuaries to be identified and cancelled, pass order to delete 55 mining leases from the Netravati wildlife sanctuaries, and identify and cancel leases operating within 1 kilometer of wildlife sanctuaries. He pointed major violation of environment laws by extracting excess iron ore. For this he prayed detailed investigation of ore produced and exported, imposition of penalties of mine operators, all dumps be notified for location, quantity and quality, and dumps be operated only after obtaining statutory approval from IBM. Prashant Bhushan also argued that MOEF has also violated environment laws. According to report, environment clearances were being issued on the basis of wrong information. He says all suspended ECs may be cancelled. Process of EIA and EC should follow before issuing ECs. Principal Chief Conservator of Forest to verify distances from sanctuaries. To conduct macro-level environment impact assessment study. Court should decide validity of leases. And environment clearance shall be operated only after FCA and wildlife clearances. Supreme Court has asked for clarification from MOEF on these points. To protect Forest Conservation Act, Petitioner Council has prayed that court should decide on leases permitted under deemed extension clause. Mining activity outside lease areas violated mining laws. To control it, Bhushan demanded to survey boundaries and demarcate and encroachments by a joint survey, and to set up committee to probe violation by leases operated by persons and agencies other than lessees. Council also prayed before the court to direct the state to take decisions on notices issued to 42 leases in regards to illegal condemnation of delay. To control transport of ore, court should direct no transportation of ore without tamper-proof system of transit passes, GPS tracking. He claimed that there is a criminal nexus between politicians, bureaucrats and miners. Hence, court should direct criminal investigation by a SIT, CBI or Goa Lokayukta to fix liability of officials, ministers, government officials, director of mining companies and private companies. Court also asked representatives of CEC how much time they would need for reclamation and restoration report. CEC complained that state government is not cooperating with the CEC. They said the CEC can complete R&R within 1 month and state government should cooperate. Reporter Mahesh Khadi for Prudent.
The High Court has slammed Goa government for not implementing installation of high security registration plate in the state. The High Court has asked state government to make a statement as to why HSRP could not be implemented even after 3 years of Supreme Court's order. The court has given 2 weeks' time to file reply.
The high security number plates are in the news again. The High Court on Tuesday rapped Goa government for not implementing installation of high security registration plate in the state. The High Court asked the government that why it failed to implement HSRP installation scheme, ignoring the Supreme Court's order. The court directed state government to submit their reply within 2 weeks in this regard. During the hearing, government argued that the companies who succeeded in the tenders demand more money per installation in comparison with the other states. Rejecting this argument, the High Court observed that security of people is more valuable than the money. The court also observed that government is considering the cost on HSRP but ignoring the security. The Supreme Court in its order about 3 years back had directed all the states to implement high security number plates as soon as possible. Goa government floated tenders 3 times, but the scheme could not be implemented due to issues and disputes over the cost. Reporter Mukesh Kumar for Prudent.
It's time for a short break. Stay tuned.